we'll start laying down on our backs. So you can come down onto your mat. You can just bring the right hand to the belly, left hand to the heart, and just allow the elbows to soften, the back of the body to meet the earth beneath you. You can slightly tuck the chin in, extend the legs out to the width of the mat, and just take a deep breath into the belly, and a complete breath out. You can take a deep breath into the belly and allow that breath to rise up into the heart. And again, a complete breath out. One more breath in, breathing into the belly, filling up the lungs, up into the chest, into the heart space. And a complete breath out. Just allow the body to completely relax here, softening the grip that you have with the fingers, softening the elbows down onto the floor. Maybe the triceps meet the earth beneath you. And you can just begin to take note of the natural rhythm of breath. And just begin to note how you're feeling today as you arrive in your space physically, how you're feeling energetically. And whatever is arising for you, I invite you to honor whatever that is. To honor yourself in the practice today, to take options where you need, to step out where you need, and then to rejoin when you can. There are many different options and modifications you can take for today's practice. Child's pose is always available to you, or downward dog. So just begin to draw the knees into the chest. You can give yourself a little embrace, just drawing the knees in towards the torso. You can rock a little side to side. You can keep the eyes closed if you feel like you can be guided with my voice. And then you'll just begin to release that bind of the legs, and you'll extend them up, so the heels up towards the sky. The toes will drop down towards the shins, so we have a flexed foot. The thighs and calf muscles are engaged. And then you can just open the palms of the hands out to the side of the mat. If you have a block or cushion within reach, you can also place that block between the legs. So as you keep extending through those heels, keep drawing toes down, and just begin to find more of a relaxed breath. So begin to note as the thighs begin to shake, the breath begins to shorten. So I invite you just to stay with a natural, neutral rhythm. Just remind yourself that everything's going to be okay. If this is simply too much to extend the legs, you can bend the knees a little. Keep extending out through the heels. So it's like you're pushing up in towards the sky and pushing down with the lower spine in towards the floor. And you're remaining relaxed, calm, at ease. And that breath reflects that state. So I've told this story a couple times, but my Iyengar teacher, when I first started my training some years ago, he made us hold this at the beginning of class for 10 minutes. It's a very simple pose, yet requires us to take mind over matter. Just to observe what is happening, what is shifting, what is arising. Maybe there's a little resistance. So when you feel tempted to bend the knees or to come out, stay here for a couple more breaths. And just see where you can relax a little bit more, softening the back of the body. And draw those toes a little closer to the shins, the heels up a little closer towards the sky. And you should begin to feel the belly igniting, that fire, that agni within. So we will be moving through a dynamic practice today. We'll be bringing more attention to the core, the belly. Begin to ignite that strength, that courage, that inner ability to say yes, place of confidence and courage. If you have lower back issues, an option is always in the next couple of postures to bring the hands underneath the buttocks if you need. And again, to bend the knees. So from here, we'll begin to lower the legs about 45 degrees. Continue to draw the navel down towards the spine so that it draws towards the mat. Good. Keeping those feet flexed, legs long. Again, use the palms of the hands if you need. And you'll pause at 45 degrees or to that place where you feel that fire roaring. And then you'll draw those legs back up so they're in line with the hips. And then we'll drop them down a little bit lower, but we'll take a little more momentum. So drawing them down towards the floor. Again, option knees bent if you need. And then draw them back up towards the sky. Keeping feet flexed, lowering them down, and then drawing them back up. So again, the option is to knees, maybe the heels just to touch the floor. We'll take 2 more. And then once you come back to the top, feet flexed, arms up overhead. Bring the palms together and lace the fingers. So we just release the index finger and the thumb. The biceps come back beside the ears, and then just squeeze those arms in beside the head. Good. From here, you can begin to point those feet. You can roll the ankles. And just moving out any of that sensation. Stretching through the front line of the leg and then the calf muscles. Good. And then you can keep those toes pointed. You can draw them together. You'll lift the back of the body up off the mat. Keep the arms beside the head. And then you'll take those arms over to the left side. Reaching, drawing that right shoulder blade up off the floor. Inhale, lengthening long. And then exhale over to the right side. Inhale through center. Exhale over to the left. Again, the option is to bend the knees, or maybe you extend those legs out a little longer, 45 degrees. Keeping navel in, drawn towards the back of the mat. And continue to move, alternating between each side. You'll finish your last repetition on that right side. And then you'll reach those arms up long. Keep the back of the body lifted up. The chin tucks in towards the chest. Again, bend the knees if you need, or slowly begin to lengthen the legs long to the length of the mat. Keeping core engaged. Keeping the back of the body lifted. The heels just to hover here. And breathe for 5. Drop out if you need and rejoin. 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop the heels, the hands, release the legs. Take a deep inhalation. Complete exhalation. Inhale, reach those fingers long to the edge of the mat. And then exhale, we begin to rise up and fold over top of the legs. Inhale as we round back, lower the back of the body down to the floor. Reach those arms up overhead. And then exhale again. Reaching forward and folding. If you need, you can always bend those knees, heels to the floor, to help you come up. Good. We'll take it for 5 more in your own breath, in your own time. If you want to pause, you can. On your 5th repetition, you'll fold over top of those legs. You'll take the hands to the outer calf muscles, shins, or ankles. Find a little length in the spine. Use a strap if you need. Draw the shoulders down the back, and then you can fold in. Draw the navel in towards the spine, the chin forward towards the shins, and then just relax the head, the jaw, the brow. Elbows soften towards the earth. Finding this long stretch with those legs active, feet are flexed, toes back to the shins. And then slowly you'll begin to release. You'll find comfort in a seat, Sukhasana. So you can, let's all cross the opposite leg in front of the right. So the natural cross of the legs for me is right. So we'll take the opposite, the awkward way, the cross of the legs. Good. We'll take that left hand out in line with that left hip, bend the elbow, and then sweep that right hand up. So we're opening through that right side body and compressing and contracting through the left. Just relax the fingers, the head, and maybe that left elbow a little bit more. Keeping both sit bones down on the floor. On your next inhalation, you'll extend that right arm, bring it over in line with that right hip, left arm reaches up. Again, that right elbow bends, both sit bones ground down, relax the head, wiggle the fingers, connecting with that opening in left side and that contraction in right. Then we'll begin to flow with the breath. Inhale, come up, over to the other side. Exhale. In and out. In and out. Last one. Finishing on that right side. And then come up. Bring both arms up. You can unlace those legs. You can move into a tabletop from here, so if you need to drop the knees, you can, or cross those legs and come over. Good. So just setting up in your top. I really love how maybe that way. Spread the feet. Knees underneath the hips. A neutral spine, draw and heart up. For our cat, draw the belly, draw the shoulder towards, lift the chin and chest, and then exhale as we round for cat. Draw everything up and in. Inhale and exhale. In and out. Take one more in. And then out. Hold the breath on the cat, rounding through the spine. Draw those shoulders slightly over top of the wrists. Keep holding here. And then when you're ready, you release just to a neutral spine. Good. Wiggle it out. You can now drop the tops of the feet. If this is too much for you, again, you'll tuck those toes. So we're going to lift the knees up from the floor. We're going to use the tops of the feet and the core to lift us up. I want you to think about rounding through the upper back and breathing here. We'll stay for 3 more breaths. And then slowly you'll begin to push back over the toes, downward facing dog. Keep the knees bent, the chest close towards the thighs. Keep the buttocks lifted high. And again, palming down through the fingertips, pushing back. We'll come back to that hovering tabletop. So if you'd like, you can untuck those toes again. This is probably more of the advanced option. So if you need here, tuck those toes. Good. And breathe. Option to drop the knees if you need. 4, 3, 2, 1 more inhale. And exhale, roll over those toes, downward facing dog. With those knees bent, chest back towards the thighs, buttocks lifted high. And then we'll come forward once again. Our last round here, so again, choose to tuck the toes or be on the tops of the feet. Lifting up between the shoulder blades, or the heart up in between the shoulder blades. Good. 3, 2, and 1. On your exhale, roll over the toes, downward facing dog. You can begin to walk out that dog. You can drop one heel and then the other. So again, just sharing with you some things that I like to do in my practice. I actually like to draw my fingertips out towards the corners of the mat a little. So let V of the thumb and the index finger draw to the top of the mat. This helps me create a little bit more space for my shoulders, my thoracic. And then when you're ready, you can pause in downward facing dog. And we'll just take 3 breaths in downward dog. So gluing those heels down towards the floor. They don't have to touch, but think about flexing the foot so the toes up towards the shins. And then you can drop them down. The thighs are active. The core engaged. And the breath fluid. On your next inhale, you'll begin to draw forward, come back to your tabletop, and drop the knees. Very nice. Right hand directly underneath that right shoulder, knees underneath the hips. You'll reach that left hand long, right leg long. So opposite arm, left, opposite leg, right. Good. Reach through the fingers, lift that right hip up, engaging that glute, and then lift the navel up. Press down firmly through that right hand and lift the heart. Good. Breathe to find a little more length in. And then on your out breath, draw elbow and knee to meet. Rounding through the spine. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale. And exhale. In. And out. Last one, in, hold. Reach it forward, tuck that chin, and then drop that left knee, left hand towards the floor. Good. Keep extending out through that right leg, and then we'll draw that right knee out towards the right elbow. Good. Draw it into the midline, and then extend it back. So little circles with that knee, opening the hip, out, drawing it in. For 3 more. 2, 1, draw it out the back, and then draw that knee out to the elbow to meet and hold. Option here to lift that knee up a little higher. Center that weight evenly between the hands, press through the fingertips. Good. And then we'll take circles for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Extend that leg out to the side if you can. Lift it up a little higher. Keep pressing firmly through those hands. Good. And then sweep it back. Inhale. And then drop it to the outside of that left foot. Good. So move that block. You can gaze over that left shoulder towards that right heel and then push back into that big toe mound. So extend the heel towards the back of the mat. So now you're squeezing through left side body and opening through right side. And with this left foot, you'll kickstand it out as you return through a center. You'll drop that left foot in line with that left knee, and then right foot in line with that left knee. Reach the arm up. Modified side plank. Good. Think about squeezing the glutes forward. And dropping that shoulder back, maybe taking the gaze to the fingers. And then option here to lift that top leg. You can align that right hand in line with the shoulder, lift it up. You can flex that foot once again. So foot in line with the hip. Left arm is underneath that left shoulder. Very good. Breathe. I know this is challenging. And then we'll draw the knee and the elbow together. Extend it long. And knee and elbow together. In. And then out, maybe to meet. In. Out. Last one, in. And we'll hold on the out. Take a look at your right foot. Step it in front of you in line with that left knee. Good. Keep that left hand where it is. Left foot comes back. And then we drop onto the outer edge of that left foot. So we're now in our fallen warrior. Reach that right hand towards that left heel. Keep that left foot flexed. And then on an inhale, we'll reach up. Reach, gaze towards the fingers. Exhale, drop it down. Good. Inhale, reach. So notice that compression through both sides of the body as we drop down through the right and as we reach up through the left. Good. Inhale, reach and hold here. Begin to drop that right hand in underneath that right shoulder. Turn onto that left toe. Right foot goes back, plank pose. Very nice. And then again, we'll drop those knees down to the floor. The chest and the chin will come down. Bend the elbows. If you can't come all the way, that's okay. Inhale, push up. These little yogi push-ups. Exhale, come down. Inhale up. Exhale down. In, out. Last one in. On the out, we come down, drop the hips, untuck those toes. Rise on an inhale, cobra pose. Exhale, lower it down. Inhale, 2, cobra. Exhale. Inhale, 3. And then exhale. Good, tuck the toes. Again, a flex of the feet, lift the thighs up from the floor. If you need, you can use the knees to push into tabletop, or we meet in plank. Good, drop the knees down underneath the hips, tabletop. Let's just drop back onto the heels for a moment. Let's take that left hand and then that right hand on top. So drawing that thumb and the fingers back to stretch through that left arm. I know mine's burning with all of that weight bearing into that left side. And then we can do it with the right. And then we can just shake the hands out. Good, bring them back underneath the shoulders. So stay where you are. I'll demonstrate on the other side. So we have that left leg long, right arm reaches up. Again, you can tuck the toes for more stability or untuck. Good, lift that leg up a little higher, engage that glute. Draw the navel up, heart up in between the shoulder blades, and then tuck the chin. Take a moment here to find more length. Take an inhale. And then exhale, elbow and knee to meet. Inhale, lengthen long. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale. And exhale. In. Out. Take one more in, hold. Good, drop that right hand to the floor. Left knee comes out to left elbow. Draw it into the midline and then extend it back. Exhale out to the elbow. Into the midline, inhale back. 3 more. These are some of my favorite for those of you who join me often in class. I love to work the obliques. And then we'll take it out to the elbow and hold. We'll lift it up a little bit more. Bring that weight even into the hands. And then take circles with the knee. As if you're painting that elbow. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Extend it out long. Maybe you flex that foot, lift it up. Press firmly through both hands. Good, and then inhale, extend it back. Drop it to the outside of that right foot. Press down into that big toe mound, push it back, and then gaze over right shoulder. So we're looking towards that left heel. Squeezing through that right body, right side body, and opening through that left side. And then we'll begin to kickstand that right foot so it's underneath the knee or in line with the knee. Left foot comes in line with that knee for our side plank. You can reach that arm long. Squeeze the glutes together, draw those hips open. Draw that shoulder open. Adjust as you need, right hand directly underneath the right shoulder. And then option here to lift that leg. You can flex that foot, you can reach that left hand up. Good. See where you can find a little internal rotation with that left thigh. Either stay here or you'll take the elbow and the knee to meet. Inhale, extend it long, reach your heel fingers. Exhale, elbow to knee. In, it may or may not touch, and that's okay. Good, and we'll take one more elbow to knee and you'll hold. Take that left foot in line with that right knee. Good, right foot comes back onto the mat and we drop onto that right heel, right pinky toe edge. Good, so we're in this fallen warrior. You can adjust this foot forward or back. Reach that left hand towards the heel, squeeze through left side body. Press firmly through that right hand, and then on inhale, lift the hips up, press through left foot, and then exhale, come down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. Inhale. And exhale. Good, one more. Inhale, lengthen, hold. Drop left hand underneath left shoulder, rotate, come back into your plank pose. Feet hip width apart, hands underneath the shoulders. Palm the mat with the fingertips. Good. We'll hold here in plank. The option as we move forward will be to come into our yogi push-ups, either with those knees dropped, or we'll take 3 on the toes. So 3 yogi push-ups on the toes or the knees. Lower on an exhale, inhale, push up, exhale, in, and out. So let's lower all the way to the floor, untuck those toes, inhale, cobra 1, exhale, lower down, inhale, cobra 2, exhale, down, inhale, 3, lower down again. You'll tuck those toes, extend through the heels, either lift the thighs or use the knees to push up. Inhale, plank or table, exhale, downward facing dog. Good, well done. Can bend those knees, just wiggle the hips out a little, side to side. Maybe drop the heels over to the right a little, and then over to the left, just twisting through side body. I'm just inviting you to be a little creative with the breath that we have for 3, 2, and 1. You'll begin to walk the feet towards the hands at the top of the mat. And then take ragdoll. Feet are hip width apart, hands to elbows. Again, biceps beside the ears. And you can just shake it out, moving side to side. Bend the knees as much as you need to draw the chest, the torso a little closer. And then you'll release those hands from the elbows. You'll bend the knees and then sweep the arms up. Inhale. Exhale, palms of the hands to heart space. Good. Reach both arms up. Take Kali Mudra again, so a lace of the fingers, the index finger and the thumb release. We reach them up, biceps back beside the ears, and then we'll bring that side bend over to the left, drawing right hip out to right side. Relax the head. Inhale through center, exhale over to the other side. Inhale through center. We'll take it one more on each side. To the left. Inhale. To the right. Exhale. Inhale through center. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Shoulders back, heart lifts. Exhale, take both hands back, plank pose. Good, take an inhale here. Exhale, flow through your vinyasa. So if it looks like dropping the knees, the chest and the chin, Ashtangasana, that's great. Inhale, Cobra or Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Urdhva Mukha, downward facing dog. Let's take that right leg high. Inhale, reach through those toes. On an exhale, open that hip up. You can bend the knee, draw the heel to the buttocks, and that knee up towards the sky. A slight gaze underneath that right arm. And then you'll take circles with that knee. Drawing the knee in towards the left. Opening it wide. For 3, 2, and then 1. We'll take an inhale, 3-legged dog. So square that hip up, right hip drops down. And then exhale, draw knee in towards right elbow. Draw it into the midline and then step it forward. Good. Left hand down in line with that right foot, right hand reaches up. Revolved side angle. Extend through that left heel once again. So as if you're drawing those pinky toes towards the shin. And then you'll slowly begin to lift that right hand up. Left hand, just come onto the fingertips of the left hand. So we're using the core here, the legs. Keep engaging the glutes. Good. And then we'll begin to rise up, reaching that right hand back towards the back of the mat. Good. So we're in this revolved twist or high lunge. Very nice. Draw that left hip forward a little. A slight bend in that knee. Squeeze that left glute and then drop the hips a little. Keep opening through that twist and then sweep that right hand up. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, draw those hands forward, back towards the heel and the chest forward. Good. reaching through those fingertips, rising high up onto that left toe. On an inhale, you'll draw yourself back up, high lunge, and then we'll flow with the breath. Lower and reach forward. Inhale, and then exhale. In, and then out. We'll hold here, bend a little deeper into that right knee. I know it burns, so if you need to drop that left knee, you can. Keep reaching forward, tuck that chin, and then reach those arms forward as an option. Reach through those fingertips, draw the shoulders onto the back of the body, and then exhale, drop those hands to the floor. Left foot steps in a little, and we fold over that right leg. Ooh, thank goodness. Take an inhale, just lift the chest halfway, rise onto the fingertips. Exhale, fold in. And we'll pause here to breathe, to feel a little bit more. Think about drawing right hip back a little. 3 more breaths. Notice sensation dissolve. And then on your inhale, walk those hands forward. Left foot steps forward next to the right. Good. Sink the buttocks down low, sweep the hands up, Utkatasana. And then sit back into those heels. You can lift the toes here. Think about squeezing inner thighs together, whether the feet are together or not. And release the head, the jaw. Maybe lift the chest up a little bit more, tucking the tail. And then on your inhale, you'll stand tall, bring the palms together. Exhale, palms of the hands to heart space. Inhale, reach the hands up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, lengthen through the spine, halfway lift. Exhale, take it back to plank. Inhale here. Exhale, lower through your vinyasa. Keep elbows beside the body. Tuck the toes if you're taking Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Ardha Mukha, roll over the toes. Good. Let's take a couple more breaths here. Just settling in. And then we'll take that left leg high. Inhale, reach through the toes. Good. Exhale, open that hip up. Bend the knee. Heel towards the buttocks, gaze underneath that left arm, but drop that left shoulder down. Good. And then you'll take circles with that knee. You can take them small or wide. For 3, 2, 1. Extend that leg long, 3-legged dog. Drop that left hip down, square them up. And then exhale, draw left knee into left elbow. Draw it to the midline, lift up through the heart, and then drop that left foot to the middle of the mat. Left arm reaches up, revolved side. Again, extend through that heel, drop that left hip, and then draw it back, twisting. Gazing up to those fingers. And then begin to press down through the fingertips. So lift the palm of the hand up off the floor. Good. Begin to hover those fingers. And then reach that left hand back into your revolved high lunge. Good. In a twist here. Well, gaze back to that left hand. Good. Tuck that right hip under. A slight bend in that right knee. Good. And then sink the hips a little bit deeper. Opening through the chest. Gazing back. And then sweep that left hand down and around. Crescent lunge. Right hip is forward. And then on your exhale, we'll begin to fold forward. Hands back towards the ankle, the heel. Tuck the chin. Inhale. Reach up. Crescent lunge. Exhale. Fold forward. Rise a little higher onto that back foot. Inhale. And then exhale. Good. We'll take one more in. Last one out and hold here. See if you can drop the hips a little bit more, but rise higher onto that back toe, so shifting that weight forward. And then reach those arms forward as an option. Shoulders back, chin drawn in. Good. And then we'll drop the hands on the exhale. Scoot that right foot in so the heel is touching. Take an inhale, lift halfway for our pyramid pose. Exhale, fold over that left leg. Good, inhale, maybe lift up a little bit more just to release more of that sensation. Exhale, and then we pause, we breathe, and we notice the shift, the change. Bring those hands forward, rising up, right foot steps forward next to the left, can be hip width apart, drop the buttocks down low, Utkatasana, reach the hands up, weight into those heels, tuck the tail, navel in, good, and then we'll sweep those hands back, so arms, hands in line with those hips, good, inhale as we reach forward, drop down a little bit, you can untuck the tail but keep the core engaged, exhale, down, inhale, reach forward, drop down a little bit more, exhale down and hold here. Option to bring those hands forward, keep the belly lifting up off the thighs, the ribs can meet. 3, 2, and 1, stand tall, inhale, ooh, exhale, palms of the hands to heart space. Take a moment to recenter into the breath. Inhale, reach the hands up. Little mini back bend if it's okay for you. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen halfway lift. Exhale, flow back through your vinyasa. So on exhale, we lower. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, draw back, downward dog. Good. So we are going to go through that a second time. We're going to add on a couple of things. So take a right leg high, inhale. Exhale, open that hip up, bend the knee. Take circles for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 3-legged dog, square the hip. Exhale, right knee to right elbow. Then to the midline, drop that foot. Revolved, side angle, right hand reaches up, extend through that left heel. Reach up as you lift those fingers from the earth. And then twist, revolved, high lunge. Good, sweep right hand down, crescent lunge. Exhale, hands back towards heels, dive forward. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale. On your exhale, you'll hold here, reach back for that heel. Reach that weight a little further forward. Good. We're going to come into warrior 3. So as an option, sweep the hands forward, lift that left leg, or keep those arms back beside the hips. Drop that left hip down, use the hands to the wall or the floor if you need, or maybe just take them to the hips. Good. For 3, 2, and then 1. Drop that left foot back, crescent lunge, reach up. Exhale, left hand down, revolved side angle. And then exhale, right hand sweeps around to the top of the mat. Lift this right foot, turn onto that left pinky toe edge, side plank. Again, either reaching long through that hand or you can reach it up. Good. And now the option here is to lift that top leg. Maybe the elbow and the knee come together. In and out. In for last one, out. Good, take that gaze to the top of the mat, right foot steps forward. Lizard lunge, both hands to the inside. I hope you all made your way there. We can begin to rock forward and back. Maybe you just turn the hands back, fingertips to face the back of the mat. Let's work on those wrists a little. If you need, you can drop that knee. You can move a little side to side. You can take those hands out, and then maybe you can drop onto the elbow. If you have a block or a prop, that's also available for you to support yourself here. Or stay for 5, whatever option you've chosen, whether the knees dropped, maybe the elbows down, or staying on top of the hands. And then you'll begin to come back up. You can drop that left knee if it's not already. Untuck the toe. Left hand underneath left shoulder. Right hand reaches up. So a variation of revolved side. We'll reach back for that foot And then maybe lift the top of the foot here. Maybe you can take it with the hand, and then you can draw that heel close to the buttocks. If it's available, maybe for some of us, we can drop that elbow, draw that heel a little bit closer, gaze over that right arm. For 3, 2, 1. Gently release. Right hand back to the inside. Both hands come up. Tuck that left knee up, and then left foot forward to the outside of the left. Let's take Malasana, drop the buttocks down. Again, you can move side to side. When you're ready, you can bring the hands to heart space. If the heels don't quite touch the floor, you can take a block, or you can roll the mat under to support those heels, or just think about taking the stance a little bit wider. And finding a little length through the spine. Use the elbows to push the knees away. And then drop those hands in. Heel toe the feet in, hip width apart. Bend the knees, sweep the hands up, Utkatasana. Good, on your exhale, you'll sweep those hands back. Drop the buttocks a little. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, come a little bit deeper. Inhale. Exhale, maybe a little deeper. In, stand tall. Exhale, palms of the hands to heart space. Let's shake those legs out. You deserve that. Good. Inhale, reach the hands up. Exhale, folding in. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, both hands back, feet back. Flow through your vinyasa. The exhale takes us down. The inhale lifts us up. And the exhale draws us back. Moving to that left side. Left leg goes high. Inhale, reach to those toes. Exhale, open that hip up. Bend the knee, heel towards the buttocks. Good. Again, gaze underneath that left arm, but keep that left shoulder down. Take circles for 3. And then extend out through that toe, 3-legged dog. Drop the hip. Exhale, left knee to left elbow. Draw it into the midline. Step it forward between the hands. Revolved side angle. Inhale, reach that left hand up. Extend through right heel. Good. And then rise high up onto the fingertips. Maybe the fingers to hover here. And then you can rise on an inhale. Revolved high lunge. Draw that hip under. Heart open, left hand back. Good. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, reach up, crescent. Exhale, fold. Inhale, up. Exhale, fold and hold here. Draw higher up onto that right big toe. Drop that left hip, bend, deeper bend that left knee. Tuck that chin. Good. Preparing to come up into warrior 3. Sweep the hands forward or keep them back. In. Stay here on your out breath. You can sweep those arms back if you need. If that's too much, you can take them to the hip. Think about dropping right hip next to left. Firmly grounding through that left foot. 2. And 1. Slowly, lightly plant that right foot back. Right hand down, left hand reaches up. Good. Press through that right hand. This left foot is going to come back to the right. Wild thing. Plank pose. Good. Flex the feet. Drop that bottom knee if you need. Or lift that left hand up towards the front of the room. Left leg. Flex the foot. Option to take elbow and knee together. In. Extend. Out. In. Out. Good. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, in. And then draw that left foot top of the mat. Good. Lizard lunge. Both hands to the inside of that foot. Again, you can wiggle forward and back. Maybe you turn the palms of the hands so the fingers draw to the back of the mat. Working with the arms as well. Maybe a side to side. Just explore the experience you're having here. Noting if there's any resistance, any tension, ickiness. I definitely feel that when I work on my hips. And then you can flip the palms. If you need to drop that back knee, you can. If you'd like, you can drop the elbows. And just take a moment to pause, to breathe. Use the block if you need. And then you'll slowly rise up onto the hands. Now you'll drop that back knee if you had it lifted, untuck the toe, right hand underneath right shoulder, left arm reaches up, revolve side. You can keep that knee swaying out, and then you'll lift that back heel, or you'll reach for it. Good. Option here, draw the buttocks to the heel, and then draw that hip down. Maybe you come down onto the elbow. It's not going to be available for us all, so don't worry if you can't do that. Gaze over left shoulder. 3. And then gently release. The left hand comes back down. Right knee tucks up. Right foot to the outside of right hand, and then drop back into that Malasana squat. And using the block, the folded mat if you need, or bring the hands to heart space, lengthening through the spine. And then you'll begin to plant the hands down on the floor, heel toe the feet in, bend those knees, Utkatasana. Rather than sinking low here, we're going to rise up onto the toes, lifting those heels. Good. And then you can sweep those hands down. We can drop a little bit deeper into those heels or toes, keeping heels lifted. Use the hands to the floor if you need, or reach those arms out in front. From here, the buttocks is going to easily come to the heels. I want you to think about lifting halfway. Good. Keeping the inner thighs pressing towards one another. They don't have to touch. Good. Lifting up a little bit more. And then we're going to slowly rise for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift up, high up onto those toes. Good. Feel the calf muscles, and then drop those heels, palms of the hands to heart space. Inhale, sweep the hands up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, take it back through plank pose and vinyasa. Good. Don't worry, we're not going to do another round, but we'll take that right leg high. Inhale. Open the hip up, exhale. Bend the knee, heel to the buttocks. We are going to shift forward into a plank pose, as if we're coming into a plank pose, but drawing the shoulders over top of the wrist. Keep that knee bent, and then drop it to the outside of the left. Reach those hips up, wild thing. Good, reach to those fingers. Drop that right hand down to plank. Right knee in towards that elbow. Good, hold. If you need to drop this left knee, you can. 2, 1, then drop that shin, knee down. Very nice pigeon pose. Walk those hands back beside the hips. Lift the chest, shoulders, draw back. Exhale, folding in. So if you have that block, you can place it underneath that right hip so we're not dropping to the right. We have centered hips. If you have sciatic pain, or you've had problems with the hips out of alignment, I invite you to draw that heel closer and not overdo it. And then you slowly begin to rise up. Walk the hands back towards the hips. You tuck that left foot under. Lift that right knee up in towards the nose. Good. And then step that foot forward. Drop that back knee. Let's come up into a high lunge here. You can Kali mudra the fingers, so release the index, the thumb. Drop that left hip. If this is too much, you can draw the hips back. And then we'll take a side bend over to the right side. So again, finding that length through the left side, that compression or contraction through the right. And come back through center as you inhale. Left hand drops. Use a block if you need. Right hand reaches up. Open. From here, you're going to take that left leg through to the top of the mat. So push through that left hand. Left knee draws through for the mat. So again, joining last Friday's practice, Wednesday's pistol squat in. So we'll lower down onto our back. Slowly. Lift both legs and we'll begin to rock and roll. 4, 3, 2. On one, right sole of the foot comes to the floor, left hand comes back out, sweep it up, wild thing. Very nice. Exhale, sweep it down. Left leg comes back behind. Drop that knee. Walk those hands forward, right foot back, downward facing dog. So I hope you all were able to follow in that. We'll move through the left side, left leg high, inhale. Open that hip up, exhale. Good, think about drawing forward, shoulders over top of the wrists. Left foot comes down behind you, press through the big toe mat. Wild thing, lift the hips up, open the shoulder. Left elbow, left hand comes down. Good, draw knee in. Very nice. And then drop it down. Pigeon pose, extend that right leg back. Walk those hands back. Lift through the chest, take an inhale. Exhale, fold in. Again, if you need to use that block, maybe underneath that left hip. Or if you need to come onto the back. Whatever feels good here to open that glute. I invite you to take your variation. Settling in with the breath. And then slowly you'll begin to rise up. Walking those hands back to hips, tuck that right foot under. We're lifting that left knee up in towards the nose, round. And then step that foot forward. Good, drop that right knee down. For a low lunge, reach the arms up. Again, Kali mudra the fingers, the release the index and thumb. Biceps back beside the ears. Again, you can choose to come back to here, or maybe you untuck that toe. We're shifting over to that left side bend. Relax the head. Squeeze that left side body. Inhale to center. We release right hand underneath or in line with that right hip over to the floor. So you can be on the fingertips. Left hand reaches over. And then we'll push through that right hand. Good. We'll tuck that back toe under, or tuck that knee, and then draw that knee under and through. We're on the buttocks. Very nice. You can begin to lower down. Slowly. And then we'll take those rock and rolls for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take that right hand down behind you. Lift up, wild thing. And then come down. Take that knee back around. So adjust that hand as you need. And then step it back. Very nice. Come back to your plank pose. And lower down slowly onto the belly. Adjust elbows underneath shoulders, Sphinx pose. Draw elbows back towards the hips, insides or midlines of the legs together, so the big toes to meet. Draw the chest through, shoulders draw back. Just a gentle lift of the chin. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Press down through the fingertips from here. Tuck those toes. Engage the core, so draw the belly into the spine, tuck the tail, lifting up into forearm plank. Good. This is our last one here. So you can either move into dolphin pose by drawing the chest back, walking the feet in. You can choose to drop the head. If you would like to come into a headstand, you can. Maybe the fingers, palms to meet. Maybe you drop the crown of the head into the hands and you just stay here. Option would be to lift up if you have that within your practice. Use the wall if you need, or just hang out here. Playing with adjusting that weight so it's comfortable for the crown of the head and safe for the neck. Stay up as long as you'd like in stand, or if you're in dolphin still. And then when you're ready, you'll make your way up back into downward dog, and you'll make your way to the top of the mat to find a seat. You can take your time, again honoring where you're at in the practice. If you'd like to stay a little longer in a headstand or inversion, we'll slowly lower down onto the back. Let's draw both of the knees back into the chest. Give yourself a big squeeze. You made it. You can take happy baby. Hands to the outsides of the feet, arms come into the inside. You can sway a little side to side, maybe extending through those legs, awakening the hamstrings. And then you move into a twist. So extend the left leg, right knee into the chest, and then over to the left. You can cactus that arm if you'd like a little bit more. Think about in this twist dropping the tricep and the scapula, the back of the body down onto the mat. And then find a long, deep breath into the belly. Allow that breath to expand up into the ribs and into the top of the chest. And a complete breath out. Release from that twist. Right leg extends, left knee draws in. Twist over to the right. Left arm extends, or you can cactus. And again, focus on drawing the back of the body. The shoulder blade, the tricep. And find a long, deep breath in. Complete releasing breath out. Return through center. Making any other adjustments you need before settling in Shavasana. So we can come to meet ourselves where we were at the start of practice. Just to note the energy that's moving through us in the form of breath, in the form of life, and to scan the physical, emotional, energetic bodies, the subtle bodies. Meeting yourself here in complete acceptance. Meeting yourself in love and kindness and compassion. Shavasana. Relax. Rest and digest the benefits of this practice today. You'll slowly just begin to wiggle the fingers, the toes. You can roll the ankles, the wrists, and then reach the arms up overhead, lengthening long. Take a long, deep breath in. Complete breath out. Draw the knees into the chest, wrap yourself up into a big ball. Giving yourself a big embrace, a thank you. And then you can roll over to your right side of your mat. And then when you're ready, you can begin to rise up. Find comfort in a seat. Palms of the hands on top of the knees. Draw the shoulders up to the ears. Take an inhale. Exhale, drop them down the back. Take a moment to invite in an intention for this day. To invite in what it is that you would like to feel, what it is that you'd like to experience, how it is that you'd like to show up for yourself. And I hope that today's practice has brought you some courage, some strength, some self-confidence to step up and stand up for what you believe in. A really nice thing to reflect on after the practice today. So we'll finish here by bringing the palms of the hands to the heart space, bowing down, towards the heart. And the head, heart and hands down towards the earth. And giving gratitude for the support, the guidance, for being held here to experience everything that we're experiencing. And then rise up. Thanking each and every one of you for your practice today. Happy Friday. If you have any comments or feedback, feel free to leave in the chat. Thank you all.